Hey neighbor, come on in and sit a spell. We're talking about garlic. Well, if you've never grown garlic before, this is going to be a great show for you today. If you have grown garlic before, just join right in. We're going to be doing some taste testing later on. And we're going to talk about growing garlic, storing garlic, and how to use garlic. First of all, folks, we got to show what's going on in the garden because it's that time of the year that we're moving into fall. The weather's been beautiful.
Do you know it was 59 this morning, a record low for us on this day. 59.
Felt so good. I'm telling you, I loved it when I walk. When you walk outside and you feel that 59, I've been waiting on that.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we got zinnias here. This is Benary Giants. This is a mix that I love to grow. You know, of all the zinnias, the mixes seem to be the most popular. And I was speaking to a flower farmer the other day, and we was talking about Benaries, and I was asking her why she loved them so much because she said it was her favorite one. I already knew this, but I love to get feedback from customers. And she says the strong stems.
Yeah.
Benaries have a very strong stem that lend themselves to a cut flower very well.
And they last long in the vase if you keep water in there.
A lot of zinnias out there, and if you're just going to grow zinnias, just have zinnias in the garden, any of them will work. But if you're planning on using them for cut flowers, you need to go with this Benary.
And look at the different, like some have a bunch of layers of petals, some have just one, but there's just such a variety. That was messed up a little bit.
Yeah, good color selections there too.
Although there wasn't as many yellows in there.
Yeah, there's one good yellow right there.
I know, but in trying to pick them, wasn't as many yellows
Yep.
in that bag.
Anyway, we love growing zinnias.
Probably our last flowers.
Probably, but you could, yeah, it's going to be the last ones, I think. Although we'll move into some things like super beef, Lucilia, calendula. You can do that. But as far as zinnias go, this is our last patch of the year. I use zinnias to feed my native pollinators this time of year. I planted me a patch of those. We use them for cut flowers somewhat. Biggest thing was to feed our native pollinators.
And they were out there this morning when I picked those.
We've even noticed native pollinators just hanging around the house down there. Another thing too, folks, if you notice, we planted this on the show about a month ago, and lettuce is ready to do a first cutting on it right there. It'll come back a little stronger, I hope. Probably needs fertilizing a little bit. Growing your lettuce indoors, we just want to show y'all what this looks like. We did plant this on the show, didn't we?
We did.
So we've been growing this underneath our
I
grow
thought you
light.
had planted it too deep.
Nope.
That's good.
Yep, planted it perfect right there. So growing your own lettuce indoors. If you grow it outdoors when it's hot, it's going to get a little bitter on you. That's the reason I like to grow lettuce indoors.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What kind is that? Do you remember?
I don't remember. You put me on the spot there, Mama. No, I don't remember.
So garlic.
Garlic. You know, garlic's one of those things that's really popular. Everybody wants to grow garlic because a lot of people like to use garlic in cooking. And that's totally understandable. But the main thing with garlic is, you know, if you go to the store and buy it, you're buying one called silver skins.
From China, most likely.
Most of the China is imported in the United States. Some is grown in California, but all of them are pretty much the silver skin variety. And if you want to get in some very complex flavors, you can grow your own unique type of garlic, and it'll give you that real. Some of them are more pungent than others, as we're going to taste test today. There.
And it's easy to grow. It's perfect for a small area. You can do it in grow bags and raised beds. And for the first-time gardener, it's a great winter crop down here because you plant it and you just fertilize it, keep it watered, and let it sit there for, what, 7 to 8 months?
Yeah, so you got plenty of garden space that time of the year because you don't have your garden full of summer vegetables. So you got plenty of place to put them. And you guys that live up north, oh man, it's a no-brainer for you guys to grow it because it really loves the cold weather. So you struggle to grow something up there that's going to make it through your cold winters, garlic's a no-brainer for you guys. Us down in the south, it's a little more complex to grow.
You need to know when you're looking for garlic, make sure you get one that's right for your climate. know when to plant it for your area too.
And what is better? Now this may look a little ragged, but this is last year's garlic. We braided up that you grew, and you braided up, and we have used our own homegrown garlic for the last.
This is actually some soft neck that I bought up in Virginia.
Oh, you bought the seed and then you grew them out.
I bought 1 clove of each one of these.
Yep.
And some did better than the others, but when you taste, we're used to eating mainly just elephant garlic, but when we do this taste test, you're going to be surprised at the different flavors.
Yeah. So we know garlic enhances the flavors of dishes. Well, you like to use it in your tomato paste and things like that, but also it reduces blood pressure, lowers your cholesterol, and some of us may need that cholesterol lowered. It contains antioxidants, so it's good for you, and it boosts your immune system. You got to be careful not to overdo it. Some people don't like real strong garlic flavors. Some do. I particularly like garlic myself.
So let's talk about the types of garlic. You have your soft neck, which grows in a variety of climates, and the soft necks, you don't have to have the cold chill hours like you do the hard necks, and it stores longer. Do you know why?
I do not.
Due to it's got more layers around the garlic, so it stores longer.
It's protected more. So if you're going to braid them up like this right here, say one particular kind you want to grow more than the other one.
I think it's the hard neck.
The hard neck is more
easier to braid.
Easier to braid.
Yeah.
I always like that braided look hanging up. We got this hanging up down in our kitchen down there, and it's just so cool.
Yeah. So the soft neck contains a circle of plump cloves shrouded by a second circle of smaller cloves. Did you know that?
I did not.
Let's take a look at one here.
We got all different kinds laid out here that we're going to do a taste test on today. Which one is this?
Okay.
Lorz Italian.
Yeah. But look at the cloves there. I've got one already peeled. If you just want to open it up.
Yeah, these cloves are kind of small. Some of these cloves on these garlic are going to be a good bit smaller than others are. Some of them are huge, and then some of them are small.
So this is an heirloom that has mild to medium heat.
Yep. So we're going to taste it?
Here.
Okay.
Ooh.
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 Yeah, boy, howdy. If you're looking to kick up some heat, boy, that's your one right there. They won't nobody be able to get within 2 miles of our breath. It won't take much of that one. Boy, that's pungent there, but I can see that being really good in a dish.
Yeah. It says it's really great raw.
It is good raw.
I mean, it's got the flavor. It punches a
those a kick there.
kick of
But
flavor.
it does have good flavor.
Okay. So let's try this is purple, which we had on our website. We've sold out of it.
Oh, you got one peeled? Okay.
It's a milder, sweeter flavor. It's more difficult to grow, and it says it's fantastic due to the milder flavor.
It is a lot. It's still got a little kick on it, but it's milder.
A lot milder.
Yeah.
Woo.
There at the end, it's got some kick to it.
Woo. Woo. But it's better for cooking, whereas the other one was better raw. Can't you tell the
It's not
difference?
going to take much of that, I can tell you.
Woo. Okay. Next is music. Music.
Now, music's one of the most popular varieties out there.
Now, when raw is hot, and when you cook it, it's not as hot. Pretty spicy, it says.
Well, you and I are not scared of any spices, are we?
No, and it looks like it's got a reddish tint. Well, I guess because
That's a different flavor. The heat is at the end, by all means. It's a milder flavor, different flavor up front.
I like that one.
Yep. Where's the heat at?
Ooh,
The heat's at the end. Yep.
I feel like I could breathe fire here. This this is challenging, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be that hot.
Ooh,
Well,
that one's hot.
we ought to be healthy after we get through this, ain't we?
Okay, German white, which we have a lot of, right?
Yeah, and the German white that we have is organic. That's the only garlic that we have that is organic.
It's a hard neck garlic. You see that stem there? And it's easy to peel, has the whitish tan skin, strong garlic flavor with long-lasting heat. The heat softens as it cooks.
Now, this is one of the garlics that makes one of the bigger cloves. If you'll notice, these other garlics here make these little small cloves.
Those are soft necks.
These are soft necks. This hard neck makes a lot bigger clove there. This reminds me of the elephant garlic. That's mild. And then the heat kicks in. Woo! Yep.
Maybe I should have cooked them.
Maybe you should have.
Okay, German red.
You taste that one?
I've started taking mid bites, like nibbles, not.
I swallowed that one before the heat kicked in. It's burning all the way down my throat.
Okay, German red.
German red.
You see, it's full body, plenty of heat and spice, easy to grow, suited for cold winters, strong, spicy, and robust. So
Yeah, and there again, one of the small, not the smallest,
now
but
it's
a
not
smaller
red
clove.
once you peel it.
It has
The
red.
skin is red. So this is supposed to be spicier than the white.
It has a very good fresh flavor to it. Yeah. Whoa.
Very good beginning. It's not that spicy.
I got a good bite of that one.
Ooh, there it is. Ooh, on the back of your tongue. Ooh, that was the worst.
Really?
Yes.
You said it went bad. I thought you was, yeah.
Okay. Chesnok Red.
Chestnut red. Now, folks, on this one right here, we're showing out of stock on this one. We may have a little bit more of this coming in,
And that's a hard neck.
but it's a little bit smaller. It's not as big a clove as the German white.
Yeah.
Still a decent sized
And
clove,
this is
but not as big.
supposed to be the preferred for baking.
Really?
Sweet flavor.
I got a big bite of that one. Yeah, that is a little sweeter.
Oh yeah, the end taste. It's
And
kind of nutty.
I was going to say not as
Oh, no,
hot.
it's a little red though. Hot.
Ooh.
You gonna be all right? We got 4 more.
I'm good.
You good? You hanging in there? Okay. I don't know if I can say that.
Inchelium.
Inchelium Red, I think is what it's called. We did carry this, but we were sold out of this. It's supposed to have a buttery flavor.
I'm about ready for some buttery flavor.
Hint of hot, mild with lingering flavor.
Not one of the most flavorful. Well, a couple of them others had a lot more flavor to them to me. That didn't have as much flavor. It's got a little heat on the end.
Yeah.
I think my tongue is burnt.
Okay, next. This is, now we're not carrying this one. This is some I grow. Red Torch.
Red Torch.
It grows well in all climates. It's streaked with a red pink. It's ideal for raw preparation. It's supposed to have a mild flavor.
Yeah, it is mild. No, it's got a pretty good flavor to it.
Is it hot on the end?
It's getting there. Well, compared to some of the rest of them, probably not as much.
So the name doesn't do its justice?
It's got a little burn on the end.
Okay. And then the last one we're going to taste is Kettle River.
This is one we did not carry this year either.
Now, it's complex like a hard neck. It's supposed to have earthy notes. medium heat, smooth and subtle finish.
Oh, we're gonna finish off with a smooth, subtle finish, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you took a big old bite.
I did.
What if I was lying?
A lot smoother. That's probably one of the smoothest ones we've had.
Is it Kettle River?
Yeah. Not hot at the end.
I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, the mildest one by all means was that one.
Okay. And last but not least,
Hardly any heat on the end of that.
it does have earthy tones at the end.
It does.
Okay, last but not least is elephant garlic. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so elephant garlic is the garlic of the South. So elephant garlic is actually not a garlic, it's a leek. But it grows like garlic. It looks like garlic.
Here, I got one peeled.
Okay. And it has these real big cloves on it right here, right there. And now, it doesn't really take a lot of cold weather to make this right here. First time I've ever seen elephant garlic was in Tallahassee, Florida. A lot of the market farmers down there grow it and do really well with it at the farmer's market. It's a milder type, it's a lot milder, but it is milder than your regular garlic is. But the main thing is we can grow it here in the deep South, where some of these others may be a little challenged to us sometimes. With cold weather, you need a bunch of cold weather for some of these garlics here. And sometimes we have mild winters.
Right. This is less medicinal.
It is.
It's supposed to not leave an aftertaste.
Reminds me of that last
Some
garlic.
say it's for winds.
Yeah, it's got good flavor to it, but it's just not hot.
It doesn't have that bite.
Not near. It's got a little bit. Not near as much. Well, it's got some at the end. Not as much as some of those do.
Yeah, totally different.
But it's a great substitute and it's probably the easiest to grow out of all of them, especially here in the South. Yeah, it's got a little at the end.
Okay. So.
Oh, our noses are running on.
It is. Okay, so how much garlic should you plant?
You know what? This is what I think. Somebody's got a 4x8 raised bed. I think for 2 people, that's a good starting place. What do you think there? How much did you plant last year?
Well, let me read. One bulb is usually 8 cloves.
On the elephant garlic, not quite as much. 5 to 6 cloves on the elephant garlic.
Yeah, so 8 plants, 8 bulbs would be 68 plants. If you use 1 bulb a week, you might want to grow about 65.
And how many did you grow? Y'all excuse us, but Maggie Jane is back here. She's not been eating garlic, but she just woke up and moaned back here.
Sounded like her stomach was growling.
Yep.
How much did I plant?
And you did it in raised beds, correct?
Yeah. I did a 4x8 that was full, and then I did the brick raised bed. I don't know.
So maybe 2 of those raised beds, 2 4x8s, which we have plenty of garlic.
Plenty of garlic. Now the elephant garlic I put in my freeze dryer, and I mixed up some spices with it.
And I grew some elephant garlic in my garden.
This I've been using just to cook with and throw in my dishes as I cook. I just go and cut me off some. When's the best time to plant?
Well, the best time to plant is in the fall, of course.
Yeah.
Now, if you live up north, the earlier the fall you want to plant, and as you get down into Florida or way down into Texas,
So-
zone 9, you want to plant later in the fall.
7B to 9B is late October to November.
You can't talk anymore. That garlic's got you.
I bet we could knock somebody
Woo,
out with our
I'm
breath.
telling you.
5B to 7B.
Up north, you're going to plant November. And then
3 to 5. Do they plant it in the spring? Or they over?
No, they plant it in,
Yeah, because it needs a chill hour.
yeah, they plant up north. 3B, that's way up north. That's almost
Yeah.
Canada up there. So 5B to 7B, you want to plant in October. 7 to 9, plant October and November, anytime in there. Now, one thing that I do, and you can do it as well, is put this in your refrigerator a couple of weeks and then throw it out there and plant it. That'll help it a little bit. We call that stratification. But that'll help it kind of
For
get started a little bit
For
better.
up north, you have to plant it before your ground freezes.
Yes.
Plant it in a sunny spot, well drained. Some of the soft neck especially, you have to have it well drained.
Yeah.
And you want to keep it watered, but don't water it too much or it's going to rot.
About 1 inch per week would be ideal.
Don't plant it behind your onions.
No, because it's in the alum family. We don't want to, we don't want to plant the same family there twice. So a good follow-up was going to be legumes or anything like that would be a good follow rotation there. Where you plant your beans at, your peas at, come back and plant your garlic.
Mulch, it's important to mulch it.
It is, because weeds can be a problem with garlic. It can get out of control because the garlic is in the ground for a long period of time.
And you want that bulb to have room to expand. So if you've got weeds there, it's going to compete and not get as big.
And also compete for the nutrients. So we don't want weeds in our garlic bed, and mulch is going to be the answer there.
Okay. Fertilize.
Fertilizer, you want to fertilize them similar to what you do onions. You want to hit them with a good basic fertilizer and complement them with a type of sulfur like ammonium sulfate. And then about May 15th, and this is just a general right here because it's going to be different where you live, you want to cut your fertilizer off just like you do onions about 30 days before harvest.
And when do you harvest?
Oh, now this is tricky right here. For us down in the south, we're going to harvest a little bit quicker than they are up north.
Well, you
Up
really
north,
have to look at your garlic.
you have to look at your garlic and see when it's big enough.
Well,
It's-
and when the leaves start dying.
Yeah, so for us people in the south, it's going to be middle of springtime, March, May.
1st of May.
Yeah, 1st of May. And then for guys up north, probably into June. But just go in there, and when you see it starts looking, tops start looking a little ragged, and you got decent sized bulbs,
Yeah.
you can go ahead and do
Some
it.
of this, I waited a little too long. You can see the bulbs have started separating. So you really don't want that to happen. You want to do it when it's all together before it starts separating.
Now, if you've never grown garlic before and you're going to grow it for the first time this year, I would encourage you to plant some elephant garlic as well as other garlic. That'll give you a backup plant because just about anybody can grow elephant garlic. So I would grow a little elephant garlic in with it, just in case you didn't get enough chill hours or something happened, or your growing technique was not perfected.
So they can grow elephant garlic up north.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, anywhere, any climate. Storage.
Yeah, you want to store them just like you do regular onions.
Right, so when you pull them up, shake the dirt off. Ideally, it tells you to trim the ends off, but I didn't. And I've just been having this hanging under a garage, and we've been having some hang up here. The elephant garlic doesn't seem to store quite as
It does
long.
not.
So I did take all that and freeze dry it.
Ideal storing conditions is going to be 45 to 50% relative humidity, which is tough for us in the south, and about 60 degrees. So put it inside a room works really good. So
Do not refrigerate it.
do not refrigerate it.
Now, can you plant garlic from the grocery store?
You can, but you're going to be getting a silver. You're going to be getting that generic variety.
And it may have been sprayed
It
with an
may have been-
inhibitor.
So that's going to be a problem there. Now another thing, let's talk about saving your seed stock from this right here. You can save your seed stock and then replant it every year. Now about every 3 or 4 years, I would go back and get me different seed stock, but for 2 or 3 years, you'll be fine saving your seed
When
stock.
you do that, you want to plant your biggest bulbs. You don't want to plant the smaller ones.
Right.
So go through and pick out your biggest ones and use those for seed stock. So if you've never grown garlic, it's time to add it to your list, don't
Yep.
you think?
I think so, and I think everybody would love to have fresh garlic that they grew hanging out to use in all their fancy dishes that they cook, don't you? So you have folks grow you some garlic and elephant garlic.
Yeah, and so the garlic we have left on our website, and you might need to make a note for next year because most places do sell out of a lot of kinds early.
Yeah, we had 6 different varieties this year. That's counting elephant garlic there. And we've already sold out of probably about half of them or more. We do, at this moment right here, we still have elephant garlic in stock. We still have the organic German white in stock. And we may have one more.
And
And
the German red.
the German red, we're close to selling out on it. And then in a few days, we may have one little bit of the chestnut red. I'm not sure about that yet. But we've sold a lot of it, and most of the varieties are selling out quick. So go ahead and buy it. We normally pre-sale these as we did this year, and the reason for that is they do sell out so quick, and we're not going to be getting any more back in. So what we got is it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right. So in the comments, let us know what type of garlic you're growing or have grown. What's your favorite?
Or if you got any garlic growing tips, because we're by no means experts.
No.
We've grown garlic a few years, but we're no experts by no means.
All right.
Garden of the week.
Garden Spotlight. This came from Channa Shelton. It's an indoor garden.
Yep.
Kind of strange. We
Yep.
hadn't done that.
Right.
Zone 8, Valley View, Texas. Started growing lettuce indoors during July and now have added rosy finch, yellow canary. Lettuce is tender and delicious. Great way to enjoy fresh salad and avoid the Texas heat in August.
Yep. Yep.
Next step, she said, is microgreens. Thanks so much, Halls. Y'all are great.
Good deal. Thank you.
All right, old goat.
Old goat drawing. Folks, if you don't know it, there's an old goat on the set here somewhere. If you find it in below, put it in the comments. And next week, well, the following week, we'll be doing a drawing.
Yeah. Next week, for this week, it's going to be 2 weeks out.
Yep. All right, and this week's winner is David Brown. Let me put it there where everybody can see it. David Brown. David, send us your shipping information to hosstools, serve at hosstools.com. If I can get these socks out. And David, you will be sent a pair of Get Dirty socks. Very few people in this world have got a pair of these Get Dirty socks, but you will have one. And they're nice and pretty, and you wear them around. Explain to people when they ask you, what does that mean on your socks? But you love to watch Hoss and Robo Row Show, and their tagline is always, get dirty. All right, folks, no excuses. Get your garlic planted. We're in the fall garden time of the year. It's time to get out there and get it done. We can grow all these things that we normally can't grow, so take advantage of it and get out there and get it done and get dirty.